What's going on? I'm the Kid Gowie here with the game day to bring you the hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic: how does this year's NBA Finals affect the legacy of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Paul? It's been a long time coming for both franchises. Since joining the league in 1968, the Milwaukee Bucks have one championship that they won during the 1970 season. And if you don't know how long ago that was, you know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Yeah, the guy at the top of the scoring list, he was a second-year man in Milwaukee. So, yeah, it's definitely been some time. And as for the Phoenix Suns, they've never had the luxury of winning an NBA championship. So in other words, I feel this is one of the most important NBA Finals considering the fact that neither team has won in over a half a century. Damn, that's a long time. Over the past 3 years, the only thing the Phoenix Suns were competing for was the worst record in the league. Then, Devin Booker and company went undefeated in the bubble, added Chris Paul, and never looked back. As for the Milwaukee Bucks, they were actually underachievers. 3 years ago, they had the best record in the league, but somehow still managed to fall short of their championship aspirations. So this all brings us to the topic at hand. Since both teams are now in the NBA Finals, what does this mean for the legacy of both of their star players? How about we start with the 26-year-old freak from Greece, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Right off the bat, Giannis is a two-time MVP, which means he's undeniably one of the best players in the NBA. But over the past few years, he's received a lot of criticism for underperforming when it matters the most. For me personally, underperforming isn't the correct term that I would use. I would say he was unable to get over the hump, because Giannis always shows up, but the difficulty came with his supporting cast.
You know, we try to be good examples. I don't know. We've been here. People know us.
Which further explains why they broke the bank to get Drew Holiday. All that basically means that Giannis finds himself in a pretty good position to finally prove himself, even though he's dealing with that hyperextended knee. Many people in the basketball community have had heated debates on whether Giannis is a Batman or Robin, whether he's an alpha, so on and so forth. So now that Giannis has finally been able to reach the biggest stage in basketball, oh, it's your time to show out, because if you don't, whichever narrative people were spewing is going to stick. For the people who are saying that you are an alpha and you're a Batman, if you win the NBA Finals, that's going to stick. And for the people that say that you're not an alpha and you're a Robin, that's going to stick if you lose. So, you know, weigh your options. That's where your legacy lies. But due to the greats before him, championships are always going to have much more of an impact on your legacy than anything else. To put things in perspective, Michael Jordan wouldn't be the basketball god if it wasn't for his 6 rings. Kobe Bryant wouldn't be the Black Mamba if it wasn't for his 5 rings. So Giannis, when it comes to your legacy, you have 2 options. Do you want to revive that feeling that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar brought to the city of Milwaukee? Or do you want to be remembered as like a Charles Barkley who was an NBA MVP but just couldn't get over the hump? And next we have the 36-year-old Chris Paul. Let's just be honest, no matter what would have taken place during these NBA playoffs, Chris Paul still would have been the point guard. This man has dominated on both sides of the floor for 16 straight seasons. So in other words, this cannot harm Chris Paul. It can only make him even greater than what he already is. Every single person in the basketball community can at least agree that Chris Paul is a top 10 point guard of all time. But some actually debate that he isn't top 5. So I feel once everything is said and done and we take everything into perspective, Chris is easily top 5 and nobody should be able to debate that. I mean, come on, let's break this down. Chris not only joined the young Suns team, but he dodged going to a super team during this super team era. After missing the NBA playoffs for 10 straight seasons, he comes along and makes them the 2nd seed in the West. And then you mean to tell me he went on to win the NBA championships with guys who are still young enough to be on their parents' insurance? Come on, bro, what are we talking about? So I want to ask you guys this. Which player do you feel has more pressure to improve their legacy? Is it Giannis or is it Chris Paul? Leave a comment below.